The shoulders, like your knees and your back, are something that need a little extra attention before you really tax them or stress them. If you're planning on pressing, here are 5 full flavor, extra value exercises that you should add in low to moderate repetitions, because it's going to prepare the shoulder for the burden of pressing. The first exercise is a supinated A with a 2-count hold and then a slow eccentric back. The supinated A is great as the starting point because it's a fairly easy movement that uses both the rotator cuff and the rear delts. So when you're performing this, try to pull from the back of your shoulder and not from your lats. The second exercise is the supinated T with a 2-second hold and a slow eccentric. The supinated T is very similar to the A and it uses the same muscles, but it uses them at a different angle, which many people find more difficult. So again, the focus will be with this one, using the rear delts and rotator cuff to pull those bands back and not using the lats or the muscles of the upper back. The third exercise that we're gonna do is a 90-90 with a 2-second hold and then a press followed by a slow eccentric back to the start. The 90-90 external rotation plus the press is kind of our first opportunity to really target teres major and minor, our rotator cuff. For people who have some pain while hanging from a bar or while performing some of the overhead exercises, this is a great one to really wake up the rotator cuff and to feel those muscles be active. The next exercise is a slow snow angel, and it's slow from the hands by the legs to the overhead position and then back to the start position. The snow angel is a difficult one for a lot of people, not only because it requires a full range of motion at the shoulder joint, but because you're also utilizing the rear delt and rotator cuff as you perform this. So as you get to that overhead position, you really want to think about pushing your hands away from your body to make sure that you can get as large a range of motion as possible with your arms straight. Now the last one is a scapular wall slide. The scapular wall slide is one of those sneaky movements that, yeah, it looks easy, but as we've kind of progressed from simple to most complex, you'll be really surprised at how difficult this one is. So as you put that band around your wrists, what you're gonna try to do is externally rotate your wrists past your elbows. And you're gonna keep those arms parallel to each other by spreading that band. Just slide your hands and your elbows against the wall through as large a range of motion or as high as you possibly can get it. You're gonna find that this is gonna really light up that rear delt and rotator cuff, and this is gonna help wake those muscles up. I like using the crossover symmetry style bands with the handle. It makes the movements a bit easier, but if you don't have those, you can use the Rogue Monster Micro Minis or mini bands as an alternative. If you don't have access to any bands, it's easy to perform these movements on a bench, either on an incline or completely flat, and use some light change plates. Those 5 exercises really aren't about fatiguing your muscle. It's about activating the muscle and becoming aware of what muscles should be working as you're performing anything overhead, a press, or maybe even hanging from a bar of sorts. So that's 5 exercises to include. If you guys have questions about it, hit us in the comments below. We're happy to answer any of these questions. And if you really like this video, do us a favor and just click the thumbs up below. And if you have the time and you'd like to see more of these, click subscribe as well. We appreciate it.